What if I told you that for just $500, you could start your very own legitimate business right here in the Gambia? In this video, I'm going to break down the top 5 businesses that you should consider starting if you're wanting to relocate or you're local to the Gambia. Let's get it. Hi, my name is Sandra. Welcome to the channel. So on today's video, I'm going to share with you the exact businesses you should be looking into starting with just $500. And the best part, you can get a return on investment within months. That's incredible. So let's start. Business number 1 is a mobile barber. You're like, wait, Sandra, what are you talking about? Well, let's look at the numbers first. To get started as a mobile barber, which simply means that you're going to be cutting people's hair in their house or sending somebody, if you could find somebody locally here, you could send them over to people's houses to give them haircuts. Just to give you an idea, typically a haircut in the Gambia is anywhere from $80 to $100. But if they're coming over to your house, you're looking at about $200. Now, if you're in the US, I got to frame this up for you because most people in the US, when they're thinking about a business, they want to start a multi-million-dollar business. That's not what we are talking about. But stick with me. I'll show you how you can get that money back and continue scaling. $200, which is about $3 for a haircut, which, by the way, I hear a haircut in the US right now is like $50. I regret. So what does it take to actually start a mobile barber business? Not much. You're going to need your equipment. And we're talking less than $100, and you can get the equipment you need to get started. Yes, you're going to need to do some marketing. So maybe printing some flyer, posting on your WhatsApp, word of mouth goes a long way here on the continent. And then that's it. If you have the skill set, you are on your way to start cutting hair. So let me give you an example. In my house alone, I have 4 people, 4 men getting a haircut. So $200 times 4, that's $100 in one house. Imagine you could do that. You could get 4 to 5 people. You could do 4 or 5 houses every day. The numbers start adding up, right? So we are talking easily. You could be making $2,000 every day. You multiply that by 5. That's $10 a week. That's $10 a week, guys. And this can still be a part-time gig for you. In a month, you could rack up $40,000 very easily. That's about $800. Think about it. If you are living here locally, $800, and I'll do a video. Let me know if you want a video on how you can live comfortably here in the Gambia with $800. That might seem like, well, Sandra, that doesn't sound like a lot. It is a lot in this context. You cannot try to start a business on the continent wanting to spend $500 and wanting to turn it into $1 million business. We want to keep things, I want to make sure that our expectations are set up for reality. But this business, that's one mobile barber. Imagine that you have 2, 3, 4, 5, and you start growing this business. You could easily start racking up $8,000 a month if you start employing other people to this business. If right now you go on Google, which we did, and you look up this business, 1 or 2 names come up. And they don't even do exactly what I'm talking about. These are people that still have brick and mortar. And sometimes they will go over to your house. So you can be the guy when people think about wanting to cut their hair before going to work. You can become that go-to person that provides amazing services. So that's business number 1. The second business I want to run through is baking. So many of you have amazing skills or can learn these skills and come to the Gambia and bake your way to cash. Bake your way to cash. So right now, the options are limited, right? There are lots of people that bake, but not amazing. I personally use the same person. I've used the same person for all the cakes for every event we've had in this house. Birthdays, Christmas, anniversary, you name it. And she charges about $2,500 for a cake. Her design is amazing. The taste of the cake is incredible. So you could be selling your cakes from anywhere from $1,000 to $3,000, something like that. Check this out. There's one lady who lives in the UK. Doesn't even live here full time. She's Gambian, and she comes to Gambia every single year. She's here during Christmas time and Easter time, and she makes her money and goes right back. All right, so this is a lucrative business. The lady that I use, during Christmas, she has a 2-week waiting list. Like she is so booked that if you call her 3 days before the event, she's not doing it. And so when you start doing the numbers, what does it really take for you to become a baker? Well, You don't need to open up a bakery. All right. Keyword here. You can test this out with what I call it MVP, the minimum viable product. You can test this out from your house. So if you're already living here, you have a home. If you're moving here, you're going to need a house. So from your house, your own kitchen, you could be running your own baking business. You're going to need the ingredients. That's not going to cost you a lot. If you're buying it in bulk, even better, right? You're going to need maybe an oven, but you already need an oven to cook in your house anyway. So that doesn't really count as cost. You are going to need marketing material. We're talking flyers. We are talking digital marketing, guys. And I can do a whole other video about the opportunity when it comes to digital marketing in this country. And you are on your way to being able to start making money. So let's run the numbers. So let's say that one cake, you are charging $2,500, which is about $50, okay? And let's assume that it's going to cost you half of that, maybe on ingredient and labor. You are making about $20 per cake. If you are baking 5 cakes a week, we're talking $100 a week, $400 a month that you've made just working a few hours. Guys, that's money. We are talking about a return on investment. You could get the return on your investment within a month with this business model. There are very few businesses that you can invest $500 into and make that money back within 30 days. So definitely a business to consider, especially if you already have the skills. And if you don't, YouTube University is your best friend. Business number 3, mobile beauty services. So we talked about the barber stuff for the guys, but let's talk about the ladies. Because ladies, you know, we spend money on beauty. The first thing I want you to consider is makeup. I get my makeup professionally done probably once or twice a week. And I can tell you that what they charge me to come to my house is $1,500. Okay? You can still find people here that charge about $800 to $1,000 if you go to their shop. But what I'm talking about here is a business that doesn't require you to have rent and all these overhead, right? So the business model that you're going to run with is you are going to people's home to help them with their makeup, to do their makeup. And you can charge $1,500 if you are good at it. $1,500 is about $25 to $30. And you can do 5 people's makeup in a day, guys, right? My makeup artist takes about an hour to do my makeup. So you could do 4 or 5 people a day. And when we are talking about events, Gambians like events, naming ceremonies, weddings, Christmas time. There are so many occasions and so many times that people are needing your services. In terms of what you are going to need for you to become a makeup artist, well, you need the skill set, you need the equipment. You could get that for less than $300, $400, guys, right? With a little bit of ingenuity, if you're ordering, depending on where you're ordering your makeup, you could absolutely get this business started very easily for less than $400. And as you can see, the return is crazy, right? Because if you're making about $20 to $30 per person, and you can get 5 people, that's $150 a week. That's $600 a month, guys. You are making your money back within a month. Now, you might be saying, Sandra, what does it look like for me if I start hiring people? That's a different video. Drop in the comment how we can take each one of these businesses and actually turn it into a 6-figure business, because you can. But then we start talking about managing people. So let me know in the comment if you want to see part 2 of this video. Business number 4 is event planning. Event planning is an untapped market here in the Gambia. We have some event planners, but there's room for you. So event planner / decorator. Okay, event planner / decorator. What I love about that business is that you don't need anything to get started at all. You don't need anything to get started as an event planner / decorator. And I add the decorator part of it because not everybody is going to hire you just for event planning, but people will hire you to decorate. Okay, so you don't need to start with having chairs and tables. Although phase 2 of this business, I suggest that you start getting into the rental side of things, that you start buying your own chairs, buying your own things, because then you really make some money. So in terms of decorating, let me just throw some numbers at you. For an event of 200 people, you could be charging, I've heard people charging $20,000 for decoration, for coming in and decorating for a place. Guys, that's about $350 to $350 for one event. You could do 4 events a month. Okay. You could do 4 events a month. And we are talking over $1,000 that you could make decorating. All you need, if you already have the skill, that's amazing. If you do not, get the skill, go online and learn how to do this. This is a great business for somebody who is detail oriented, for somebody that already has an eye for just putting things together. It's an incredible business for you to start. And guess what? Again, there are people that come to the Gambia just during the Christmas time and they do their event and they go back to the UK, they go back to the US and they stack up cash. Number 5 is one that I was deciding whether or not I wanted to share with you guys because it's such a business opportunity. And I'm like, I need to get on it for myself. But no gatekeeping here, okay? Business number 5 is a game room. Think like, I don't want to say Dave & Buster because if you think Dave & Buster, you're going to miss the opportunity. I mean, it's that idea, a place where people can come, kids can come and play video games, all right? I don't know, depending on where you are watching, but if you grew up on the continent, you understand. You understand because we have so many of these everywhere. I'm not talking a 10,000 square foot. No. I'm talking, think a room, okay? With 3 TVs on the wall, some video games. Simple. A few fans if you want to get fancy. Just that. That simple setup. I have heard of people making $5,000 a day. Guys, I'm talking about $5,000 a day because the way people charge for this is by the minute, right? And I've heard people say they're charging anywhere from $15 to $30 for 15 minutes. And you have a line of kids that are ready and waiting to play. And so I've heard people saying they're making $5,000 a day on a good day with this business, guys. That's about $80 a day. So just to be conservative and say, okay, if you have 5 good days, you are able to make $400 a week. You can make your money back with this business. Now, it costs you a little bit more than $500, just a little bit. If you're buying things secondhand or maybe using what you already have. For a lot of you abroad, you already have an extra TV. Your kids already have games that they're no longer using because they want the latest one. So for some of you, this business idea, you could start with less than $500, just your shipping costs to send those things over here. And you could get started. In terms of renting a place with this business, you definitely need to rent a space. And rent can cost you anywhere from $3,000 a month to $5,000, depending on the location for this business. Guys, the running costs, not much. You just need somebody in there to make sure they're taking the money from the kids in and out. I'm telling you, you can have multiple of these game room space all over the country and collect your money and watch it grow. So that's business number 5. So guys, quick recap because we shared a lot. Here are the 5 businesses that we talked about. The mobile barber. This is for my people that already have the skill set and you are crushing it in the US. We need you here. Business number 2, cake baking from home. You can make so much money doing what you love, especially if you're passionate about food. Business number 3, mobile beauty. Makeup, massages, nails. Guys, so much money to be made in the beauty space. Business number 4, event planning. This business does not require any money at all. $0. You could start this business with $0 right here in the Gambia. And the final business, which I think, guys, somebody should start this, right? And let us know. But this business right here, the game room idea, it's your money maker because you can duplicate this so easily. It doesn't require your time. You can hire somebody to do it. And this one, if you find the right location, you will make a killing. So now here's my question for you watching. Which one of these businesses would you start? Drop a comment below and let us know. And let me know in the comment as well if you want part 2, where we go deep into other businesses that have international appeal, where the return on them is even higher than what I just talked about. Let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. For more videos like this, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and turn on your notification. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.